I'm so excited to have you today.
Thank you for having me here. Your amazing setup. Everything looks so professional.
Thank
Nice.
you, Vasilis. It's an honor to have you today. I felt like I had this ping or an intuitive thought the other night where I know we met a couple weeks ago. You're visiting our neighborhood here in Manhattan Beach, California.
Which is amazing neighborhood.
And you've been here before, I think.
Yeah.
And you're visiting from your home country of Greece.
Yep, Athens.
And I'm so excited to hear about your journey. I know I'm still learning about your journey, and I'm just so inspired by everything that's going on. And I think I'm about to embrace on a life change, and I'm just so excited for this conversation. So,
all right, let's get into it.
Let's talk about all things travel.
Yeah.
So travel is the one thing that I think we all take for granted. It's so accessible, yet most of us don't take full advantage to really take the time to see the world and go to the places that we dream to see. Most of us travel to places out of convenience. We go to places close to maybe where we live. We only take time to travel when we have time off from work, or we only take trips that we can afford.
Yeah.
At least to me, the viewer, you seem to have dedicated your life to travel, or at least it looks like that, regardless of the circumstance, while truly embracing any opportunity that comes up and sharing that experience through video.
Yeah. I just have to add something here. You have to dedicate your life to do what I do right now, because some people ask me, they think that I'm just doing this as a holidays all the time. But yeah, you have to dedicate your life to do something that you love, and also at the same time you have to earn money out of it, so to keep going and continue doing that. So some people, they don't get it exactly. They think that you're always on holidays and they're asking you how you do that. But yeah, you have to dedicate your whole life to do something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Do you feel that this is your purpose?
This is something that makes me feel full, makes me feel good with myself and what I'm doing, gives me the purpose to keep going. And I'm not sure for how long it's gonna be that. I'm not sure if next year or the next 2 years I'll say, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. But at the moment, I feel great. And when I'm traveling and make the videos and I'm uploading and connect with the people, I think that's something that I really love still.
So walk us through what inspired this journey, because you not only travel, but you film video, and like you said, you are really, this is your work, right? This is your life work at this moment in your time. How did you get started on this journey?
Well, I did I took the leap of the leap of faith.
Yes.
So I totally jumped. I wasn't sure if it's gonna work. I had 0 subscribers when I was in London. I came here in the same place, Manhattan Beach. I bought a van, a very old Dodge van.
And that video is on YouTube.
Yeah, this is on YouTube. It's actually in the 28th Street, like a little bit further.
Okay.
Filmed. So I took the decision and I started making videos. I really believed in my vision. Of course, you have to believe it. If you don't believe it, it's difficult to make it, because this is gonna take a long time until you see any sign of success or any sign of people now start watching my videos.
So what was your vision initially?
So my vision was to create my, how can I say, like my it's called personal brand.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to create a personal brand around me. So YouTube, social media, to create like all merch. I made merch to create a story about my van, about all my van life, and now all these things I did back then, 4 years ago. So I just wanted to, I did it in some way. I could make it a bit like bigger, in a bigger way. I was talking in Greek in my videos. It didn't help me a lot because Greece is a very small market. That's why now I swap to English. This is another thing to talk about YouTube, but this is how how I started.
So you went from Greece, you came
Yeah.
here to Manhattan Beach,
Correct.
and then you wanted to travel the country in this. Where did you go in this van?
Yeah, so my plan was to get the van and going to adventures here, and I had so many options because California, Arizona, Nevada, Burning Man, all that stuff. So I went to Slab City, the city. I wanted to make videos with good titles and good content, of course. So I went to the city with no laws, like the Slab City. I've seen all these videos on YouTube. This is in Mojave Desert, in a place in Mojave Desert. It's called the city with no laws. Of course, there are laws, but they say that police don't go there. Like no one goes there. It's like they made lots of videos on YouTube. So I did all these experiences, and I filmed all these experiences. I wanted to explore this experience in person, and then of course I wanted to make a video and take it out to the audience and see what's going on, because these things that, especially in Greece, in my country, no one can film that stuff, so it was only me. So I wanted to tell these stories. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's kind of storytelling. So it's I like telling stories, and I love USA because you have so many stories to tell here. If you start looking for stories from people or places, or yeah.
So, did you always shoot videos even before you started your travel journey? I mean, which came first, the travel or the filming?
So I can answer this question. I can say both at the same time, because I remember myself. My first videos was with a GoPro. I bought a GoPro when I was in Australia, and I did my first video in Bali, but I didn't know anything about YouTube. I just took some footage, and then I used some music. I didn't talk in the videos. That was my first videos, and I started making videos this way. I like to travel and filming my experience, so I can say both. And I made these videos, was for the first time, was a good editing, like decent editing, and people were telling me, oh, you have to make more of this, you have to make more of this. So I came in a point when I left London, and I say, okay, I like editing, I think I'm okay, I'm doing good, I love traveling, so let's combine that and make a YouTube channel that, yeah.
Okay, so that's how you sort of got started.
Yeah.
So you were influenced by people in your community back in Greece, watching your videos. I mean, you obviously made such a huge impression. It was easy for me to just, on Instagram, I can see some of your videos, but also on YouTube, you had so many videos about traveling and places you've been and advice. And did you intend when you started to be a big influence? I mean, did you, or did it just organically happen?
So, of course, you have in your mind that you really want to grow your channel, and you really want to have an audience and share with an audience. I mean, yeah, I don't know, I can say, I don't like to use the influencer word, but when you have it's like you create a community. People who like the same things, the like-minded people, they love what you're doing, and you communicating. I've met so many people from YouTube. I mean, now I'm here and I know people in Venice Beach, and I went there with some Greek people, and we create like a community now. So all this came from YouTube. They saw me on YouTube, and I think this is what I like the most. I don't want to say like I wanted to become a big influencer. This is the community is the most important, because you helping them by giving them content, and maybe you can inspire them in some way, and they helping you because they give you the feedback, they can give you ideas. It's like you share the whole experience.
I can tell by watching your videos, you have a certain eye and a way of captivating what you're capturing. I mean, you're not just shooting a video just to do it, you're actually going through experiences. You're either capturing maybe meet cutes.
Yeah.
You are finding locals, you're giving tips, you're capturing everyday lives of others that we would think are so mundane, just walking down the street, seeing people in our city and saying, okay, that's normal. You're walking down the street and saying, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. I'm going to capture that on video and share it to people that maybe aren't so fortunate to travel or see that themselves. What lights you up about filming the people and places that you see, and what do you hope others will get from watching your videos?
So when I started, I didn't believe that I will inspire some people in such a big way, and I received some messages like after a while that I really couldn't believe that. So when I started, I didn't believe that my videos and my content is possible to inspire others and in such a big way. But in this journey you realize that whatever you do in the content has vibrations, so your content can inspire people in a way that you don't believe it when you make the content. You don't, even this video right now, you might hear from people a year later that, oh, this video inspired me so much, and thank you that you did this, and thank you for sharing. And right now you don't believe it. This is exactly what happened to me as well. In the beginning I didn't expect this to happen, but it's happening. When you create content, you're sharing and you're exposing your experiences, this is what's going to happen. So this is social media. Expose your experience in yourself.
And that's why I started the podcast. I had a feeling, it's almost like you had maybe an intuitive feeling to kind of travel and start capturing it. I had a feeling that I needed to start this podcast. I just wanted to have conversations with others about what was lighting them up, because I wanted to discover about myself what helped me create my cookbook, because that really lit me up, and how can I continue that energy in my life and doing more things that bring me joy. And this podcast, I'm making connections with people that I never would have imagined doing. And you know, when I started the cookbook, I was very self-conscious about getting myself out there and talking to people and being an extrovert. And you just learn that once you start, you get over that fear. But also you talked about this vibrational feeling that you have when you hear someone give you feedback that they're inspired. That, I believe, is really raising our energy field. We're doing things that bring us joy, right? What do you think about that?
And I want to get you this book, and I want you to sign it for me, okay? In person. So what was the question again?
What do you think about do you feel that by doing things that bring us joy and following our intuition about doing things that bring us joy, do you feel like it raises our vibrational energy? How do you feel it?
So from my experience, because I've never tried to inspire in my videos, I'm not talking about inspirational things. I'm not trying to, because some people, they use inspirational words to motivate, inspire people, which is good, it's great, but I don't do it. What I do is to try to achieve my goals and my dreams in my videos. If I want to go there, to get there, to do a long road trip, I do this road trip. And in this journey, when the people see you achieving the dream, real time, because they follow you, this is the biggest inspiration for them. You don't need to talk about inspirational quotes or anything that you think that is going to inspire them. If you just do the process and you document all this process, this is the biggest inspiration you can give to someone, because they see you from zero to going to point A, point B, and they get inspired from that. They see, oh, this guy started from there, he did that, he said that he's going to do that, and he did it after a few months. So they get inspiration about that, and this is, I think, the most inspirational thing.
So walk us through the places you've been in the world. I mean, you started from Greece, you came to Manhattan Beach, you rented a van, you drove around the US.
Well,
from there, what happened?
So my stories behind YouTube, like years ago. The bad thing is that I didn't document all this story, because many things happened before YouTube. I was living in other places in Australia, I got deported from Australia. I had lots of adventure and experience that I've never captured in a video, which is, I'm sad for that. But yeah, after I started 2018, I started with my YouTube channel. I started with a long road trip. I had this old van. I did a 6 months or 7 months road trip, and then
here in the US.
In the US, yeah. and then I went back to Europe. I did also some Europe traveling around, but then was COVID, of course. So for 2.5 years, I stopped, and then I continued with some European trips. I did a new channel with my cousin. It was called Shenanigans. We filmed around Europe, many videos. We took some videos, we uploaded some videos, but then we have to take different directions with my cousin. He did other stuff, so we stopped the channel. But this project was big project, so I took lots of experience out of it. And then this is my next one. So I organized to do a trip to Bali, Japan, Hawaii, and then here in LA. And I'm not sure where I'm going next, so it's an open ticket. I don't know yet where it will end up. But I want to keep going for a while now because I want to create as much content as I can for my social media platforms. It's difficult traveling for a long time and filming, very difficult, and you're getting tired because, let's say in Japan I had 12 days and I had lots of videos to film. So I had to film every day. I was waking up like 6, 7 in the morning until 12 at night, and that was for every day. I did this for 40 days in a row, non-stop hikings. I had to go to the sea, to the ocean, everywhere. And then I arrived here in Los Angeles and I stayed for 3-4 days without doing anything, and I said, I really needed this break. But when you uploading all these stories and all these little video shorts, people they don't understand how difficult it is to make this content. But this is the key actually. You have to make it look easy. People that when they watch the video, they have to feel that that's so easy and smooth, and he got the best experience ever. But behind that is a tired person, it's about to die. But this is the key. Yeah, you have to show that it's very easy to make. I think that makes the audience consume it very much easier.
I mean, I told you, I had literally joy. I was smiling watching your video. You were speaking in Greek, so I couldn't understand what you were saying. But
thank you for watching my Greek videos. Difficult thing to do.
Where you were, if everyone listening, it was the one where it's titled "Moving to Los Angeles" or "I'm moving to Los Angeles!" ! And it was you sitting in your apartment moving your arms.
The tiny room.
How big your London apartment was, and I was just smiling, the joy. You could feel it. You can feel someone's energy of what they're creating.
Yeah.
You're obviously enjoying what you're creating. Do you ever feel lonely? I mean, you're not, you're away from your friends and family, your home country. Do you ever, you're obviously meeting new people all the time, but do you ever feel lonely and wish that you had a normal life?
100%, yeah, of course. So there's a Brazilian word describing that. It's only in Brazil. It's called, I don't remember exactly the word. It's called, it's starting from S. I think it's, I don't remember the word. I don't want to say something wrong, but there's a Brazilian word starting from S. We can find it on Google. And this word describing this feeling, when you're traveling, you're never 100% satisfied because something always is missing. Might be you feel homesick, but this is the feeling, what you leave behind, to what you sacrifice to follow this path. And yeah, it's only a Brazilian word describing that. And of course you feel that. Everyone is going to feel that. You sacrifice something to follow this path. So I had this actually when I finished my trip here, my road trip with my van. After 6 months of traveling with the van, and of course before that I was traveling in Europe. I was in London, so I was for years. I wasn't back in Athens. I was 7 years away. So I felt that okay, now is the moment. I have to go back home and spend some time there. So this is what I did. I did actually a video that surprised my people. I went back to Athens, and everyone is gonna have this feeling. We always sacrifice something if we want to achieve a goal.
And what keeps you going? There must be something that keeps you interested.
Yeah, so this is something inside of you. It's like a spark. So you have it here. You can. It's not going away. So this is the motivation that takes you, is pulling you, and takes you to your destination. If you don't feel that, you're probably never gonna have a success. You need something like in here. It's a spark, and it's something that you can't really describe. It's something that I can't say what exactly is that. It's something that I had this feeling that, oh, I really want to do that, even if I have to sacrifice family time or whatever. I really need to go and do this thing that I think will make me feel joy and satisfied.
Like the thought I had about
Yeah.
interviewing you or starting a podcast. You know, it's just a thought pops into your head, and you either decide you're going to follow that or not.
Sorry, can you repeat please this first thing?
Like when I had the thought
Yeah.
to interview you or
Yeah.
to start the podcast, it was sort of this intuitive thought that I chose not to ignore, that I chose to follow.
Yeah.
It's could be similar, you know,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to
yeah,
pinpoint to
yeah,
people
exactly, yeah.
that
Yeah.
feeling they might get, that
Yeah.
idea they might have.
Mm-hmm.
Just try it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, in one of your travel posts, you shared your documented experience from a quick layover that you had in Malaysia and mentioned that you wouldn't normally choose to travel to.
Oh
This
yeah.
place?
Okay. This is not. I didn't this post to say that Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia is not nice and beautiful. It's very beautiful. For some people, can be amazing this travel destination, but for me personally, it's not my ideal travel destination, and I wouldn't make this choice to get there and explore this place because we have unlimited options. Not unlimited, but it's unlimited because we have a short life, let's say. So it's unlimited options in the world to visit. So I believe it's best to prioritize and go into places that you feel you inspired more somehow, culturally or maybe whatever it is. For example, in Japan, I've never been. I went like last month, but I knew that this place is gonna be one of my best travels ever. So this was actually true. So you feel it before, like this place attracting you. You've seen pictures, you've seen videos. Especially nowadays, we have all this information on social media, so we almost know what we'll get in any place we go. Yeah, so I don't really want to travel the whole world. I want to go in the places I feel that I can get connected with.
I thought that was so
Yeah.
interesting because there are so
Yeah.
many people that define their accomplishments by how many places that they've traveled to.
Yeah. So there is a guy, it's Drew Binsky. This guy is you know him? Okay, Drew Binsky is maybe one of the biggest travel bloggers in the world. He traveled the whole world, 197 countries.
First name?
Drew Binsky.
Okay.
Yeah. So he traveled in all the countries in the world. He traveled a lot. He's a very heavy into that, like a very good traveler. But he has this motivation for a long time to travel the whole world. I don't have this motivation. I don't know why, but maybe for some people they feel good to say, oh, I've traveled in 50 countries, in 60, in 70 countries. I don't have that. I believe when I was here in America, I traveled in one country here, just USA, but I traveled a lot here. So I traveled for months and months and months. So if someone arrived in USA for 10 days, he's not going to have the same experience. But he can say, oh yeah, I've traveled in the US. I will say the same, oh, I've traveled in the US. But it's not the same thing, it's a different experience. This is what I want to say.
So what do you feel attracts us to certain places over others?
Yeah, so this can be, in Japan, for example, I will use this example. Japan is a place that has a big history, has a philosophy, like the Zen philosophy, all these Zen elements. And I had influence because I did judo when I was young, and I, ha- I had influence with Japanese culture. I read books for samurais and all the uh, how they live and in the way they're very unique people, Japanese people. So I was connected already. So I knew when I'll go there, I'll be connected 100%. No doubt. There are other places that you don't expect. You go there and you find out that, oh, yeah, I got so connected with this place, with the people, with the culture, with the food, with sometimes you don't really expect it. But I can't really answer this question because I've been in places like, for example, Portugal. I didn't expect that I would like Portugal that much. When I went there, I realized that place is very. I mean, I get connected with the place, with the people. There's no answer. I mean, you have to try. Let's say I said, okay, I did maybe this post I did on Instagram. Maybe it was wrong. Maybe I have to take it down because I'll tell you now. Let's say I have this feeling for some places, but sometimes you don't expect it. This is traveling, so things happening that you don't expect. And also, there's another thing when you're traveling. Many things can happen that change your whole experience. So let's say a random thing that is going to be positive or negative, depends on the situation. If it's a positive, it's going to make your experience amazing. If it's negative, it's going to make your experience very bad, and then it's changing your mind about the place. Maybe I'll go back again in Kuala Lumpur in 3 years from now, and I'll say, oh, I was totally wrong. This is such an amazing place to be. So yeah.
I have not been, but I thought it was very authentic.
Yeah.
You know, don't take it. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to be authentic, and that's what
True.
I think
Yeah.
attracts people
Yeah.
to you and creates your following. I think
Yeah.
that's what makes it real and authentic about it. And you're following what lights you up. You're following the experience of what you're enjoying and what lights you up.
Yeah. I'm not taking down this post. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, what I want to say is sometimes the experience can be very different. Depends of random facts that is happening in every country.
So a lot of us, I think it's a common thing to feel like some of us look at travel to escape.
Yeah.
And we wait for a big life event to take that trip that we've always wanted to take. Say we graduate, or we get married, we go on a honeymoon, or we're going through a divorce. You hear a lot of people who go on long hikes to find themselves. They want to escape their life.
Yeah. Eat, pray, love.
Right, eat, pray, love. There's books and movies that are
Yeah.
inspired from this. I was actually recently thinking about what can I plan to do if I have, a job change that might happen.
Yeah.
And I thought there's something super fun to think, oh, what if I just went to Italy and cooked with distant relatives for a month? That would be really fun. And you never take that time for yourself to really explore and learn. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what you think we can find on a travel journey after a big life-changing event, and what we can expect to discover about ourselves.
I believe it. I mean, everyone at some point will feel that we want to do that. 100%. You have this feeling that you really want to escape and go. You want to go to Italy and explore this cooking thing. You have a heritage from Italy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you should definitely do that. What you say?
I don't know that, but I can't speak Italian.
You can?
No,
Okay.
I can't speak Italian.
You can learn very quickly. So everyone will at some point will feel that because like you said, maybe it's a divorce. The thing is, the difficult part of that is that you have to transform your life in a very different way to be able to do this, to achieve it. So like Eat, Pray, Love, Julia Roberts had to change her life to make this trip. So you have to make a big change. Change is not easy to make, but always change brings good things. We know that. So my recommendation is always to try it, but it's difficult. it's not easy because sometimes you have to change your job, you have to quit, and then you have this insecurity of what I'm gonna do if I don't have my income from my job. So this is the difficult part, that you have to work on it. It's not easy. It's very difficult. I know that I experienced that because I left my job. I had some savings. I left my job to do what I did, and I know the insecurity and how's the feeling. But when you change, then you go probably to the directions you really want to go. If you have this feeling, so I had this feeling that I want to change, to leave my work. I was working in Apple in London, so I changed and I went in the direction that I really wanted to go there. So when you feel that you want to change something, it's like your spirit is talking to you. It's talking to you. You have to change your direction, go there, and then you need to find a way to manage your life and go towards this way.
I think
Difficult thing.
I think it's inspiring, but I think, like you said, you probably have to be open to it.
Yeah.
To discover things about ourselves, to discover maybe our purpose.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So the purpose, I think that's the most difficult thing in life, to find your purpose and get this motivation to follow this. And I think that's the most difficult thing for people.
It's hard to find our
very
purpose.
Very hard, yeah. And sometimes you think that you find your purpose and it's not exactly what you want, and you're realizing that, oh, this is not for me. You haven't invested time on that. So yeah.
Do you feel like you found yours or are finding yours?
Okay, I'll be 100% honest. There were some times in my life, especially when I did this whole trip YouTube thing, that I was 100% sure that this was my purpose. And then because you have ups and downs in this journey, I was feeling that, oh, this is probably I took the totally wrong direction. That was my downs, and then I was up again. Oh yeah, this is my purpose. Yeah, I know this is my purpose. This is what I want to do, and I'm all in. I'm gonna do this. So it's up and downs always in life, but overall, I believe, yeah, this is my purpose, and sometimes I have to manage it. So when I'm in my downs, I have to manage it in a little bit different way. But yeah, overall, yeah, I can say yeah.
And if you haven't already, what are you hoping to find on this journey?
What I hope to find? Okay, so I believe, so this is a journey that you don't expect something at the end to find or to get a reward, because when you do all this journey, this is your reward, like all these memories, all these pictures and videos. When I open my phone and iPhone gives you all the memories you had, so I open my phone sometimes and I see all these memories and I say, did I do all this stuff? And I'm seeing the pictures and it brings all the memories back. And then I leave my phone, I have my memories, and this is my reward. I have like so many pictures and so many stories from all this journey. With the end of the journey, I mean, that doesn't have this value. The whole journey is the thing that gives you all this. It makes you feel satisfied. Yeah, at the end. I mean, I believe when I'll be very old man, and I'll be in my rocky, chair there, and I'll moving back and forth. I believe that I'll be happy. I'll be happy because if I didn't do what I did, I'll be very sad as an old man.
You would have regretted it.
Yeah, 100%. So I believe now that even if everything will fail, my YouTube, if everything will go down, I will still feel happy in the long term.
That you experienced.
Because
life.
I tried and I did all these things, and
And for those of us envious of your travel life, hearing this conversation, what advice do you have for anyone listening who wants to, say, quit their job tomorrow and go on this life finding, exploring, self-discovery travel journey?
Okay, first of all, is gonna be very, very difficult. Very difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. But if you really believe in your purpose and you feel that you want to quit your job to follow a dream, whatever it is, it's traveling or whatever, you need to do that. Because as I told you, when after some years, if you regret this is the worst thing the regrets are the worst feeling ever to have. So do it, try it, and even if everything like fail, I believe it's much better because you tried to reach your goal, you tried to get closer to your purpose. I think that's the most satisfying thing. And job, you can find another job, it's fine. It's not the end of the world at the end of the day.
It's very true.
Yeah.
We get so caught up in that,
Yeah.
though. You know, we get so caught up in
Yeah.
the regular life, normal life, and we get
Exactly.
so scared to
Yeah. I mean,
take a chance.
Yeah, you have skills. Don't worry about you'll be good. Yeah. I know that people is very afraid of that. I mean, I can't say that I didn't. Of course, I had my insecurities, but I believe, at the end of the day, do it. It's
Do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Love it.
Yeah.
And how has this journey changed your life?
Oh yeah, my life changed completely with this journey. I've never changed my life in practical and spiritual way, in any way. My mind changed. You change your whole point of view in many things. So I can say, there's another thing that people asking me that they're asking me that if you travel, that you get education because you're traveling and you're meeting cultures and people and places. But because I've met many people who travel, I don't believe that for everyone is the same. Some people, they don't get this education. They have traveled a lot, but they haven't get this education you expect to have. I believe this is because your mind has to be open when you travel to receive. Because if you travel with and a mind that's not open, you're not gonna receive that. You're just transferring your body from point A to point B, and that's all. So it's not the same for everyone. Yeah. For me, I want to believe that I received so many stimuli, so many things that makes me a better person. Maybe I want to believe, and that's my question. That's my answer.
Well, I do believe you have a good energy. So
thank you.
I think, it's natural that you're meeting people and exuding, and you're sharing that energy with others. And I think that's really important, like you said, inspiring others.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much for coming on
Thank
today.
you.
Can you tell everybody where they can follow you, watch your videos?
Well, my YouTube channel is, it's difficult. It's Vasilis Mantzouranis is a Greek name. But Manbil8, if you click that, is my handle on YouTube and on my Instagram, everywhere. If you click that, you'll find me.
And I'll link it in the show notes.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation.
So inspiring.
Thank you.